What's up, everybody? How you doing? So today I want to talk to you guys about my 2018 Chevy Silverado 1500. I've had it for almost a year now. I'm actually about 2 weeks shy of a year, but I'm already at 29,854 miles as I'm shooting this video. But by the time I edit it and post it, it should be at around 30,000 miles, so I'm not lying to you for the title. I just wanted to give you guys a rundown of how it's been over the past year. When I got the truck in 2018, May of 2018, it is four-wheel drive. It is a Silverado 1500 LT model, so it's not the cream of the crop, but it's not a work truck either. I did get it in four-wheel drive just because I've always wanted a four-wheel drive truck, and this is my first four-wheel drive truck. So far, everything that I've had, or every experience I've had with this truck, is wonderful. I love it to death. This has actually been my dream truck since I got out of high school a few years ago. I actually loved the 2014 model when those came out with the big grill, and just loved it. And then in 2016, when this model came out with the little facelift, I fell in love with it. And it's a great truck. I do have a couple of issues that I've had with it. Number one being that my four-wheel drive didn't work on it. Every time I would go to the beach, I live in Rio Grande Valley, which is very close to the border. And sorry about that. And what I did was, as soon as I got the truck, maybe a couple weeks after I drove it, I bought it in Houston. I drove it from Houston all the way down to McAllen, and I went to the South Padre Island, which is about an hour away. Went onto the beach, put it into 4 high, and it automatically gave me a four-wheel drive service light. And that, I never knew what it meant until I actually took it to the dealer, and they told me that when the four-wheel drive service light comes on, it actually kicks you out of four-wheel drive and puts you in two-wheel drive. So if anybody is experiencing that issue, as soon as that service four-wheel drive little notification comes on the screen, you're no longer in four-wheel drive. It kicks you out, it automatically kicks you out, puts you in two-wheel drive. And so with that being said, I drove out onto the beach. I mean, I was already there. I still drove onto the beach with no issues. I was able to drive on, no problems. I actually drove it like that for a good few months. Me not knowing that the service four-wheel drive meant, take it to the dealer. Because normally when you have for example, a check engine or something like that, it's a little light and it stays on the dash. Well, with the service four-wheel drive, it wasn't that. It turned on, but it immediately, as soon as I clicked OK, or like the little check mark on my steering wheel, it immediately went away, and I never had to deal with it anymore, which was great for me. I thought, oh, it was just, something, whatever. I would put it into four-wheel drive, and I'd hear like the transfer case click on, so I never thought anything of it. I was like, all right, cool, but that light would still come on if I would try to drive it in four high. But if I drove it in auto, it drove perfectly fine. And same thing if I put it into four low, everything worked perfectly fine. So I never had any issues out of it. And to be honest, I do a lot of highway driving, and I do it all in two-wheel drive. So I never really was at a point where I needed it and it wasn't there for me. So I really can't say that it was that bad of a thing. I mean, also too, as soon as I took it to the dealership, I had to drop it off for a few days. They didn't know what it was, because it was some type of computer malfunction and it wasn't reading and this and that. And yeah, it took them like 3 tries just to get it done. It ended up being I think it's like the transfer case actuator or something like that. But because my truck's still new, I was covered under warranty. And I did also get the the extended warranty when I bought the truck because I drive so much. I actually thought I'm at 30,000 miles right now at about the 1 year mark, or 29,856 now since I've been driving. I honestly thought I was going to be more around the 40 to 50,000 mile range by this point. Yeah, I know it's a crazy amount of miles on a 1 year old truck, but there are a lot of highway miles. When I go from McAllen to Houston round trip, that's almost 700 miles. If you roughly 700 miles, including the little bit of driving in Houston that I do when I'm there. So yeah, I do really enjoy this truck. Outside of that, that's the only issue I've ever had with the truck. Nothing else. No lights. No issues doing anything. I've pulled trailers with it. No issue with that. I just love this truck. So there's a few things that I wish were a little bit better on the truck. Now owning it for about a year, right? Number one, I should have got the GMC. That's just right off the bat. Just because I was in a GMC not too long ago. It was a very similar truck. I think it was like the SLT. It wasn't a Denali or anything like that, but it just everything felt a little nicer in the GMC. And also, I do like the red backlighting. The Silverados have a blue backlight. There we go. It's not bad. I like it. It's just when you see the red backlighting on the GMCs, it's a little nice. It's a little nicer. And I was actually gonna get a white truck. This is still technically a white, but it's actually a pearl. I was supposed to get the white truck, or just a flat, I think it's Arctic white or something like that. That's the truck that I was supposed to get whenever I was looking at the trucks, and they ended up not being able to find that specific truck that I wanted. Either they ran out or whatever, and I wanted a Chevy Silverado Z71, which just does have Z71 package. I wanted it with 4-wheel drive. I wanted to have the center console. I don't know if you guys can see in the camera, I probably can't, but I wanted it in the center console just because I just like the way the center console feels. I've always loved the trucks with the center console. There's nothing wrong with the bench seat. My buddy actually has a 14 Silverado with the bench seat. It's nothing wrong with it. It's still nice. But just me personally, I'm a big fan of the center console. They didn't have the truck that exact truck anymore on the lot. I'm assuming they sold it. But they, for whatever, I was there sitting at the dealer, and they were just running around for about a half hour. I was just sitting down. I'm pretty sure they weren't even running around, but I was sitting down for about a half hour with the salesman, and supposedly somebody was going around looking for the truck for me, and they couldn't find it, and then they offered me a price on this one. But because of the coat, the paint, the iridescent pearl tri-coat, they wanted to charge me like an extra $2,000, and I ended up not paying that through some shrewd negotiating. Yeah, if you guys watch VinWiki, you get that one. But through some negotiating, I was able to not pay that extra fee. I also ended up getting the Texas edition, which came with the side steps and the 20-inch rims. I actually sold the side steps for some other side steps that I just got. I ordered them. They should be coming in sometime later this week. So when they get in, I'm actually going to do an install and a review of them on how they look on the truck. I love them. So yeah, stay tuned for that. If you watch this way in the future, then it's on the channel already. If you're watching this close to when it comes out, and I haven't posted the other one yet, be sure to subscribe. Wow. So I'm new to YouTube, and I stutter a lot. I talk a lot, but I do stutter a lot. So if you guys will bear with my stuttering and bear with me, I'll get better with time. So yeah, that's coming. But one of the first things I did to this truck, man, maybe it was like a month and a half after I got it, was I actually had to replace the antenna on my truck because I went to a car wash and me, like a dummy, didn't take the antenna off. So the car wash literally took my antenna. Well, I didn't take it all the way off, but it snapped it, and then it was just kind of dangling. So I took it off and I did a full replacement of the antenna base and how to run it through the cab. If you guys want to watch that, you can watch that one. Because when I did it, nobody had a video of it, and if for me it was like, well, damn, man, if nobody's done it before, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only guy dealing with this issue, and to date, that video has around 3,000 views on it. Hopefully, I'll be way past that by the time you guys are watching this one. But that one has about 3,000 views on it, and I've already helped a good 10 people fix their trucks. And for me, it's like that few hours, the time it took me dealing with it, it was completely worth it to help somebody else out doing it, because I had the hardest time trying to figure it out. And I didn't want to take it to the dealer to get it fixed, because that would have came out of my pocket, because I was the titiri, and I took it to a car wash without taking off the antenna first. So I swapped that out, and then I also added this driver handle right here, this driver side handle. I don't know why GM didn't make this a part of every truck. They should have, especially the work trucks. But I mean, you would think that they would give you a handle for both driver and passenger side. Both back seats have it. The passenger side has it, but the driver side didn't come with one. It came flush, and that really kind of bothered me because I'm a shorter guy. I'm like 5'8", 5'9" on a good day, and I never had any issues getting in or getting out because I had the side steps. But more recently, since I sold the side step, I sold them about a week ago, so I've been driving my truck for about a week with no side steps, and it's been ridiculous. I have to jump up into the truck, and the good thing is that I have this handle, because before I was pulling on the steering wheel, and anybody knows that pulling on the steering wheel is not a good way to get yourself into the truck. You start messing some stuff up. But anyway, I also did the MotoFab lift on it within this last year. I enjoy it a lot. I haven't put out a review on it yet. I'm gonna make that a separate video. I didn't record myself installing it because I was too busy watching other people's YouTube videos on how to install the lift or the level on my truck, because it's not a full-on lift. And yeah, I was having such a hard time. Not necessarily a hard time, it was something new for me. I've worked on vehicles all my life. I've changed brakes and oil and starters and alternators and all things like that, but when it came to suspension work, I've never done it. I've never changed tie rod ends, I've never changed sway bar links, I've never changed control arms or anything of that nature. I've never changed anything like that, but because I've never had to. And also I've never really had the tool to be able to get into that, because once you get into that, you're kind of screwed. Brakes are pretty straightforward. Alternators, starters, batteries, spark plugs, all that stuff, they're all straightforward, especially on older vehicles. It's super simple. And I still do all of my own work on my other vehicles, and I actually have 2 more trucks coming to the channel. Slowly but surely they're gonna make their way onto the channel, and once they do, I'm gonna start a build series on them. This truck, because it's my daily driver, and it's gonna continue to be my daily driver, I don't really have any plans on doing a 6-inch or anything crazy as far as lift wise. I'll probably throw some 33s. From what I've heard, some people say you can put 35s on a level with the minimal trimming. I want to try that out and see if it works, and if it works, I'll let you guys know. But because me personally, I don't mind a little bit of rubbing at full lock, because I never drive my truck at full lock, or I never really go into full lock whenever I'm driving. And even then, a minor scrape for a few seconds is not a big deal for me. I'm not gonna be a big baby about it. Now, so yeah, so I'm not really gonna do too much, nothing too crazy to this truck. Maybe after a little while, once I get the other 2 trucks going, and then I have another daily driver, then I might go ahead and do a 6-inch, or like a 7 to 9 on it, and throw some 35s or 37s with like 22 by 12s or something, kind of make it a nice little big truck. But until then, this is gonna be my daily driver, and I don't really want to ruin my gas mileage, nor do I want to avoid my warranty, since I do have the extended warranty on this truck. I don't want to avoid that just in case something else does go wrong. And this 4-wheel drive issue that I just had, kind of retouching on it, luckily it happened within my factory warranty, but let's just say I had waited a few more thousand miles to get it checked out, or because like I said, I didn't think anything of it. It could have been something where it would have been out of pocket for me at that point. So luckily I did get the extended warranty, and it's gonna cover everything for me as long as I don't do nothing too crazy to it, to this truck. So yeah, this is pretty much how this truck's gonna stay for a little while. I have I'm a personal trainer, so I tend to throw a lot of money back into equipment and different things that I'm buying. So that kind of limits me on what I can put into this truck. If you guys want to check that out, you guys can look up the video right there, roughly, on my garage setup. Kind of how I've been working at it. It's gone through its like 4th iteration already, and I really like the way it's coming out. I am cramped on space, but I'm making do with what I got. But anyway, back to the truck. So yeah, a few things that I probably would have done differently when getting this truck now is I probably would have got the 6-foot bed or 6.5-foot bed. Right now I have the short bed, the 5.8. It's a nice bed. It's a good size. I really don't throw too much in the bed of my truck. Every once in a while, like for example the gym equipment and stuff like that, I'll throw that, or when I do grocery hauls and stuff. I don't really use the bed of the truck as much. I do, I have the tow package on this one, so I do tow quite a bit. When I go back and forth, I'm always bringing down stuff, and but anyway, I do use the towing package on this truck, and I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys like me talking about my truck. If you guys have any questions, any comments, anything you guys want me to add on, I can make a part 2 of this video and answer any of you guys' questions on the truck, any issues you guys might be having. But as far as for me, the only issue I've had was that 4-wheel drive service, and that's pretty much it. And from there, this truck's been doing wonderful. I almost got a Ram, and the only reason why I didn't get a Ram was because I couldn't find one with the Ram boxes. I don't know why. I just really fucking love the Ram box. I probably will never use it, to be honest. Like, I don't really haul around tools with me. I don't really do a lot of stuff. But man, I just love the Ram box. It's just something that it might be a little gimmicky. I know some people do love it and they use it as far as for work and storing different things that they have with their truck. But man, I really wanted, but I couldn't find one with the Ram boxes that wasn't like a limited or like some really high model that I really didn't want. I didn't want to pay that much money for the truck. I was kind of trying to keep my payments to a minimum, and yeah, I was able to get everything I wanted without really sacrificing too much. Everything else that I would have wanted on this truck would have literally just been an add-on that, for me, it's like, I mean, it's useful probably, or it's nice to have, but it wouldn't have made a ginormous difference for me as far as the functionality of the truck. So yeah, well, thank you guys for just listening to me talk. And like, comment, subscribe, If you guys are a subscriber, let me know in the comment that you are a subscriber. If you guys want to subscribe, please do. And you have a nice one.